What's happening, guys? It's Greg from East Coast Eyes here with the return of Theory Thursday, and we have a good one today, probably one of the most highly requested Theory Thursdays ever since the series started. And I've covered this topic some, but not nearly enough, and that is goalie pockets. Today we're going to talk about the theory of stringing a goalie pocket. It's definitely more complex, definitely something less people know how to do, and something that I hope I can teach you guys a little bit about. So myself personally, I've never strung that many goalie pockets, but I'm trying to learn, and definitely have come a long way since my first goalie pocket that I ever strung, which you can actually see. There's a video of me shooting on mic using it. I'll put the link for that video in the description so you guys can check it out. But first, let's talk about, obviously, one of the most important topics, and that is the type of mesh. So I firmly believe that our mesh, East Coast Mesh and ECM Black, makes the best goalie mesh on the market. If you've ever strung hard goalie mesh, you know it's absolutely miserable, and everyone that I talk to that strings our mesh after hard goalie mesh says it is literally a world of difference, and the rebound control is better, the hold's better, all around it's better, and that's a reason that almost half the goalies in the MLL use our mesh. So first, we have the most popular choice for goalies, what most guys in the MLL use, and that is 12 diamond. So it has 12 diamonds across, with 11 and 12 and 11 and 12. It has the same size diamonds as 6 diamond field mesh, but just double the width. So this is probably easily the most popular goalie mesh size. And then we have what I think is probably maybe the second or third most popular mesh size, which is 20 diamonds. So same size diamonds as standard 10 diamond field mesh, but twice as wide. And definitely a different feel, and a lot of people have different preferences, I know. There's also 10 diamond, 15 diamond, 17 diamond. There's a lot of different goalie meshes, but 20 diamond and 12 diamond are probably the two most popular. So my favorite is probably 12 diamond. You can see here the two next to each other. I like 12 diamond. I prefer it. I find it to be a little easier to string, but the feel of 20 diamonds is really nice. It gives you a better feel in the ball, you know, a little bit better control, and probably a little bit better rebound control, but everyone has their different preferences. If you ask any goalie, they're all going to tell you something different. So let's first talk about the theory of how you string up goalie mesh. So what you want to do first, obviously, is the top string, and it's pretty simple. What I usually do is for 12 diamond, put the 11, use the 11 diamond row and put the very middle diamond right in the middle. I start in the middle and then string my way outwards just to make sure it's perfectly even. I knew the first couple goalie heads I strung, I started here and didn't count the diamonds right and ended up with like 3 extra diamonds on the other side. It did not work well. So mostly for the top, what you want is it just to be very tight up against the scoop and pull very tight across the top. You don't want to continue all the way down the sides with the mesh pretty far. You want to stop right up where the scoop ends, and if you have an extra hole of mesh, you can just cinch it up right there, because if you go down too far, you're going to end up with a really weird channel. So stringing the sidewall for a goalie head is definitely different from a field head. You can't treat it exactly like a field head, but it is similar. Same components apply. You interlock and pull mesh tightly to create a channel and bunch it up to create the pocket. So you can see here I have the first 3 or 4 holes of mesh pulled very tight, and then I start to loosen it up a little bit with some 1 SIs. So the idea is to let the mesh loose in the middle here so it'll form the pocket, and then tighten it up down at the bottom here a little bit so that you'll have a channel that is flat here and also flat around the outside and the bottom. That's going to give you maximum ball control so the ball will sit right in the pocket. So what you want to do is have the mesh tight through this area, a little bit looser in this area, and then tighter down through here so that you have that nice flat channel. So I'll show you that example in a head that a buddy of mine over at Goalie String strung, probably one of the best goalie head stringers in the game. So here they have it, this is actually a quad sidewall. They have it pulled tightly, and then a double and a double right in this middle section here to give you that depth, and then stretch it out to singles here, and then bunch it up at the bottom again to give you enough depth. So what you end up with is a really nice channel that is really well sectioned off right in the middle of the head, as opposed to it being really wide and bowly, because if you do that, the ball will just roll around create rebounds, less control, and less feel. So at the bottom, I like to use a shooting string just because I feel like it's more durable and has a little more give. And I like to cinch up at least all but 2 of the diamonds on each side, so it bunches it together at the bottom here, which is just going to accentuate that channel and make sure you have maximum control and the ball is really going to sit dead in the pocket. For shooting strings, I usually just use 3 straight or a nylon and 2 straight. Pretty high up. I don't mess with U's. I feel like if you get the channel nice enough, you don't need U's. You just want a really nice smooth release off those straights just to give you a little bit of extra snap. So you already saw the quad sidewall eclipse that I did, and I really like the quad sidewall design, and I just showed you the one from Goalie Strings as well. What that essentially does is brings where you start the mesh in about 1.5 inches on each side. So that's essentially just going to make that flat part come in just a little tighter naturally, so that the channel can be a little bit tighter and a little bit longer without the pocket being too defined. Alright guys, so I hope this theory video was helpful for you. I have a couple goalie tutorials you can find as well here on YouTube for specific sidewall patterns for a couple heads, and I plan to do some more when I get a chance. So let me know in the comments how you guys felt about the ideas in this video, what your own ideas about goalie stringing are. I'd love to hear them. So like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't, and have a great day.